Welcome back to another video, guys. So yeah, today I'm going to be actually cleaning on the engine bay and basically just getting that all cleaned up. I've got loads of cleaning materials in the back of the car here, and I've got some heavy duty degreaser. So we're going to give that a go, basically try and get all the muck off the engine bay. As you can see, I'll show you down here, we've got quite a bit of oil leaks and things like that from, you know, the last 20 odd years this has been going. So yeah, that's the engine bay at the minute. As you can see, it's pretty mucky and pretty dirty. So what I'm going to do is I've got the airline out there, and I'm basically just going to give it all a blow off first, basically, and get all the loose debris off, and then go from there. Basically just start scrubbing all the grease out and get all the grime out of this engine bay, basically, that's been here for quite some time. Give it a rinse off, and then hopefully we can get it started and ready for paint, basically. So the other thing as well, what we've been getting on with, so I tried to do off camera because it's something I need to concentrate on, is stripping this engine down, basically. So we've got most of the inlet off and the manifold and things like that. This area here alone, there's so many bits on it alone that it took literally about 5 hours just to do this section here where all the inlet manifold was. Just because everything was just a bit crusty and a bit rusty and things like that. You know, we've got a full box here of parts that's come off just on that front bit there, basically. So yeah, that's the plan anyway. So we'll get this done and clean this up today, and if I've got time, we'll do part of the engine block as well, because as you can see from the engine block as well, that is just absolutely caked on at the minute. So yeah, from what I believe, the most recent oil as well that came from it was this inner CV joint on the driver's side. I don't know if anyone else has this issue. Basically, on the exhaust manifold there, if you can see that line, it's the clip that holds the gator on was so close, basically, to the exhaust manifold. It was just rubbing it just slightly, and it was an absolute pain in the arse. I had to use like a metal stainless steel tie, you know, metal tie, basically. And even that was the lowest profile thing I could think of that I could use to get on it, and it did work, but for whatever reason, I think it's just rubbed against it as it sort of moved, and it's just rubbed against it and basically loosened it off, and then it's come off altogether, basically. So yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that. I believe that's just the exhaust heat shield manifold, so I'm probably gonna either hammer it in, or I'm just gonna actually just like maybe cut a small section out of it there, and we can just do something like that, basically, to get the clearance, because it is so fine, the clearance on it it's not good. So we don't want that coming off every time. It's an absolute ball ache. So yeah, I'm going to get this all dusted off, get this all cleaned out. You can see there's just crap everywhere on it, and then we'll go from there, basically, and just keep cleaning. So a bit of an update on this, guys. So yeah, what I've been doing is been cleaning the whole engine bay, degreasing it, and just getting it ready for being sanded, basically. So this is where we're at. So we've got the engine mount off as well, cleaned all this, rinsed it all off. We got this off as well, and cleaned up right up inside here. This is all under seal, so we can paint all that. But it's mainly all these little scabby areas that you can see that's down here. I need to sort of sand those up, sand this plate up. I want to take this apart and grease this up. Just anywhere you can see little scabby areas like that, and just clean this whole chassis leg, basically, and then just give it all paint. Do the actual the subframe that's all down here. I want to get all this cleaned up as well, which most of it's cleaned up. It just needs a little bit of touching up, and then just paint all this as well and stop it rusting. All along here, the radiator support on the subframe as well, I want to get all that done. So anywhere I can see any bit of rust, I just want to touch it up with some paint and just make it look a lot nicer, like this, like bits like this. Just make it look a lot nicer. You probably won't see most of it when it's actually done, but it's just peace of mind that I know that it's not rusting underneath the engine while it's sitting there. So yeah, I'm going to sand all this down, and I'll see you when I've done that. Okay, so a bit of update, guys. So what I've done is, you can see, is I've sanded the whole bay down, just masked up this area here, and then all I've got is I've got some red oxide primer on a brush, and I'm literally just going to cover all these nasty areas which are all just a bit scummy, and just get a nice layer of primer on it, and then we'll go over it with the with a spray can to actually get a better finish. But that's going to be a nice and neater way to get all those rusty spots with a nice bit of primer on, stop it rusting. So yeah, we're going to do all this along here, and up inside this as well, and up inside this wing as well. So yeah, it should look really nice once it's done, but I'll show you once it's done.